Guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Now, first of all, I can only really apologise on how good or bad the quality of this video actually is. It might actually be better than my camera, but I'm filming on the 14 Pro Max, so this is just something that I literally use for my training footage and all that kind of stuff for my training videos on Instagram, because when I'm in the gym I use YouTube. I don't actually use Spotify, much to everybody's disgust. I just use YouTube, and that is because I'm probably too tight to pay for Spotify, but because I use YouTube, it just means that I can't film on my phone and take videos at the same time. And with that being said, I got the 14 Pro Max, obviously stepped up the old Instagram game, and today we're now filming a YouTube video on it. So this is going to be the shortest intro ever. However, I'm going to take you guys through my 7-day split. The one that a lot of people simply still cannot get their head around. However, I'm going to go over today's back session. Obviously, that is what I'm in for today. So I will pretty much cover the back session within this video. That'll be the kind of main training behind it. However, guys, I am going to take you through the reason behind I train 7 days, what I do over the 7 days, and pretty much everything else around my 7-day split. But as always, guys, if you have any questions regarding that, don't ever hesitate to drop a comment down below, just purely down to the fact of, obviously, I know you guys probably have a lot of questions around it, and you probably just shy away from not asking them. But at the end of the day, as always, I do hope you enjoy the video. If you do, please do not forget to drop the video a like for me, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and let's get in there. Okay, guys, we are back with a highly anticipated voiceover of something that has very much been highly requested. Now, first of all, obviously taking you over this back session, we've got close grip pull downs, barbell rows, mid back rows, cable seated rows, low rows, rack pulls, iso pull downs, and pull ups. Just for anybody that likes to get an insight into what my sessions are looking like. If you want to be able to try this yourself, you obviously know what I've done. I've not included any sets or reps or anything like that, but you guys know that I more so work with top and back off sets on my bigger compounds, and then of course when I move to the smaller things such as maybe smaller compounds or isolation work, you could say anyway. I don't really like to use the term isolation work because realistically speaking, at the end of the day, what is an actual isolated exercise? I'm not really sure what that would kind of go under. However, on them I like to more so do pyramid sets, sets up the way, straight sets, and then of course we incorporate things like our drop sets. We incorporate more intensifiers such as rest pause sets. So you guys know the way I train, but this is going to be today's workout regardless of that. So as you watch me go through my mid-week back workout, we're going to go over something that has most definitely been a very big topic, and something that I don't really just discuss too much of, but people have asked a lot of questions about this, and it is regarding my training split. Now, everybody knows that I train 7 days a week, but the question is always, how do I train 7 days a week? How can I train 7 days a week? How is my recovery capabilities in that position to allow me to train 7 days a week? Now, again, on top of this, guys, I just want to be able to jump on here quick enough and say that this is not something that I 110% recommend. This is not the way I train my clients. This is not the way that I would recommend you to train if, for example, you're 2 years into training, 3 years into training, 4 years into training. I always recommend on making sure that you can have all the smaller variables knuckled down on, nailed, before you look at anything like this. I always recommend having a solid amount of experience from years of training before even looking to incorporate anything like this into your setup. A structured setup is always going to be the most beneficial way, especially for somebody who is maybe only been in it between 3 and 6 years, because at the end of the day, they are from an experience perspective, I should say anyway, you're not going to be in that ultimately best position to be able to just do whatever you want to do whenever. Now, everybody knows, or for example, if there's anybody that's new to this channel, I go by how I feel. So I don't have a logbook. I don't have a structured setup when I go into the gym. I know what exercises work best for me, again, by years, and I know what I connect very well with. And that, again, is something that I've been able to build up over the course of years of training. I know what works best for me, and I essentially will stay away from movements that I just don't connect the best from. But with that being said, I don't have a logbook, so it means that I don't go into the gym and I don't track my weights, I don't track reps, I don't try and beat what I'd done the week before, because in the end, especially for somebody with a lot of experience, I do feel as if this can be very detrimental towards not just things like your form breaking down within the session itself, but actually just from a more so mental health standpoint as well, because it's not easy whenever you see somebody going into the gym and they don't beat their numbers, and immediately they can be depressed, they could sack off training, they could leave the gym. It's not the easiest thing on the planet, and it's something that I am always reassuring my clients of, that it doesn't necessarily mean just because you haven't beat reps from the week before, that doesn't mean that you're not progressing forward. That doesn't mean that from a physique development standpoint you are not progressing forward. You still can move forward, you can still train efficiently, you can still train super hard, but you can train by how you feel. And this is how I go absolutely every single day. So I'm going in, I will have a few sets in my mind that I will like to really get after. I'll have a few exercises in my mind that I will like to get after. But when I go into the gym, I'll get my bigger movements out of the way that I've maybe structured into what I'm going to do. So for example, on legs, I'll always make sure that I'm doing things like barbell squats, hack squats. Midweek back, I'll do my barbell rows, my rack pulls, T-bar rows. And of course, on something like a back day on the weekend, I'm doing my deadlifts. On my chest days, I'm of course doing my big presses. Shoulder days, big presses. So they never change. But it more so falls to the isolation work. That's where things do change up a little bit, and I can change it up within the session, and I can really go by how I feel in terms of the weights that I am doing on that given day. So with me actually doing that, what I'm actually doing is monitoring my recovery even closer, because at the end of the day, if you think about it, if I'm not going in at 100% capacity, focusing on, right, I've got to do this, got to do that every single week, I'm actually allowing my body to recover and train with how it does feel. I'm training as hard as I can, as heavy as I can, but it allows me to train for them full 7 days without any issues whatsoever, without running into any recovery issues, without having myself in a position where my body's absolutely wrecked. Don't get me wrong, I'm always sore. My body is always in that position where it is very hurtful, and again, obviously on top of that, it's not the easiest way to train 7 days. However, I'm always in that position where I know what I am capable of on that given day, and it allows me to train 7 days without any issues whatsoever. But that is going to be it for this video, guys. If you have any questions on the topic, please drop them down below. I hope you did enjoy this one. If you did and you would like to see a little bit more, please don't forget to drop the video a like for me, subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll catch up with you all in the next video.